What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you a review of the Kith collaboration with Salomon on this XT-4K in the white and red colorway. This, believe it or not, is actually my very first Salomon sneaker pickup. And it's fitting that as we turn the page to a new year, I'm opening myself up to experiencing new brands. So even though Salomon has been around for decades, they've really hit mainstream popularity over the last couple of years. And with Kith releasing this limited edition collaboration that dropped back on December 30th, I figured it was a good time to try a pair for myself. So these dropped alongside a black colorway of the XT-4K, along with a navy colored XT Voyager. And this pair retailed for $220 US or $300 here in Canada, and the official colorway for this shoe is bright white, ashes of roses, and fiery red. This is technically a brand new silhouette. However, the original XT4, that model originally debuted just over a decade ago, and it was originally released as a performance trail running shoe. But for me, I don't do any running and I'm not a hiker whatsoever. So for this pair at least, this is going to be strictly worn as a fashion lifestyle sneaker. So if you're looking for an actual in-depth performance review on these, then you'd probably be better off turning your attention elsewhere on YouTube, because like I said, this video is strictly going to be from a casual user's perspective. So first off, here's a quick look at the packaging, and this comes in a custom box featuring both Salomon and Kith co-branding on the top of the lid and the sides too. So you can see all over we have this mutual branding, which is really nice to see. As far as the shoe goes, jumping right into the details, you'll see how the base layer of the sneaker is crafted using a very tightly wound gray colored mesh. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have a heavily textured synthetic leather overlay, which gives the shoe a lot more durability, and we have XT-4K branding on both the lateral and medial sides. Covering the lateral mid panel of the shoe, we have these synthetic leather overlays here. This is done in white as well, and you can see how it actually spells out the word Kith, which I thought was really dope. It really takes that collaboration branding to the next level. On the bottom, we have this reflective silver Kith branding as well. And then above this, for the eyelets, we have these nylon lace loops with this contrast red stitching underneath. When you compare this to the medial side, so the panels here are left more traditional. There is no Kith branding on this side, unfortunately. And then turning our attention back to the lateral side, towards the heel, we have more of these reflective layers, and we have Salomon branding found here as well. On the center of the heel, we have more of that textured synthetic layer that we saw earlier on the toe cap. We have this gray colored hit, which is also heavily textured, and above this we have Salomon and Kith co-branding. As far as the laces go, so these come with 3 different lace options. So the standard lace that they come with is a rope style lace in white, but they also come with a gray colored lace and a red colored lace if you want to give the shoe a little bit more pop. The tongue is crafted out of a gray colored mesh, but we have a thin layer of gray mesh on the top, basically creating a thin shell which covers the center of the shoe. Running down the entire length of the tongue, we have this woven tag, which has graphics of mountains, and then on the top of the tongue, woven down the center on the right foot, we have Kith branding, and then on the left foot, we have the Salomon logo. The interior of the shoe is lined in mesh as well. This is done in a mix of white and red on the heel. And then for the insoles, these come with a double-lined foam insole, so you can see how the center portion is covered in a red colored mesh with Salomon and Kith co-branding, and we have a secondary layer of foam. This is this black portion that covers the back half. So the upper of the XT-4K sits atop this midsole, which is comprised of AC2 muscle, or what Salomon calls agile chassis. So this is a decently soft and pretty responsive foam technology, and above this, sandwiched between the foam, we also have AC skeleton, which basically is like a TPU shank plate, which helps to give the shoe a little bit more support, and it prevents the midsole from being overly compressed and too soft. And then for the outsole, so this being a trail running shoe, we have a very aggressive traction pattern here. This is comprised of Saucony's Contra Grip technology, so it's supposed to be very sticky and be very effective for those off-terrain runs. So the outsole here is done in a mix of red and gray. And again, you can see how thick and aggressive this traction pattern is. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this shoe. And for those wondering about how these fit, so based off of my research, I've been reading that a lot of people prefer to go up half a size for Salomons in general. So in my case, I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. And because I was unsure of how these would fit, I got these both in a size 10, true to size, as well as 10.5, a half size up. So trying them on at home, first I tried on my true size, which was the size 10 pair. It did fit, but my toes felt a little bit cramped, and I could feel the pressure of the overlay on the toe box rubbing against the sides of my toes. The length of the shoe for the most part was fine. I just felt like the toe box area felt a little bit narrow and made it a little bit uncomfortable straight out of the box. So trying on the 10.5, that problem with the pressure in the toe box went away. There was a little bit extra length in the shoe than I would have liked, but by simply lacing up the shoe a little bit tighter, that annoyance of being a little bit long just went away. So it comes down to personal preference on how you like your shoes to fit. If you have like a really narrow foot, I feel like you could go true to size, but if you have a normal width foot, or especially if you have a wider foot, I'd recommend going up that half size. So in my case, I ended up selling the size 10 and I stuck with the size 10.5, which I think was the right decision. Next up, in terms of the comfort, so again, I had no idea how these would feel on feet, and just based off of the description being a trail running shoe, I kind of expected them to be a little bit more uncomfortable, but to my surprise, they were actually pretty comfortable underfoot. Like I said, this AC2 muscle technology has a decent softness to it, but at the same time, it's not overly soft and mushy. I guess in combination with that TPU layer, the AC2 skeleton, it helps to give the shoe a little bit more support underfoot. So I wore these just running errands for the entire day, and at no point did I feel like they were uncomfortable. And like I said, the comfort actually surprised me quite a bit. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship on this shoe, so the material quality on the sneaker was nothing special. It makes sense because this is technically made to be a performance trail running shoe. So the material choices on this shoe have durability in mind. So that makes sense why they're not gonna slap on like a delicate suede, for example. So everything on the shoe just feels very tough, even though they are just synthetic materials. The build of the shoe I had no problems with. I didn't have any issues with glue stains, the paint job was solid, the stitch job was on point as well. So for my first Salomon sneaker, I was pretty impressed with how these were at the end of the day. So with all of that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet. I'll lace them up for the last time on my famous balcony, and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, this was a decent introduction for me, at least, to the brand. Of the 3 pairs that Kith dropped, this one for sure was my favorite. The white and red, it just really pops. And considering these were released as part of Kith's Christmas collection, and also because I'm wearing these casually, I don't need like a black based or dark based sneaker. I'm just gonna be rocking these running errands, nowhere where it's gonna be super dirty or gross outside. So that's gonna ensure that I have longevity on this sneaker, and it's not gonna get trashed really fast. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Kith and Salomon XT-4K in this white and red colorway? For anyone watching that was interested in this collection, which pair or pairs did you end up with? Did you take an L on any of them? Or is this collection just not your thing and it was a pass for you? As usual, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, check me out on X at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and hopefully it helped you in some way. I know a lot of you have been getting on me for not reviewing Salomon sneakers earlier, but hey, better late than never. So again, thank you everyone for watching. Happy New Year, and I'll catch all of you in my next review.